Hey guys, it is May 26th. I'm going to do a quick legal tip. As y'all know, I've been doing a lot of economic information and some COVID virus stuff, but today I'm going to actually do a legal tip. May and June must be the time that a lot of agents look to change brokerages because I've been getting this email and phone call a lot, both from brokers and agents who are either left their brokerage or either seeking to leave a brokerage. And the question they constantly ask me is, what is my commission rate going to be once I leave? I'm on maybe a 70-30 split or an 80-20 split. And now that I'm leaving, I have these contracts that are still pending that are supposed to close after I leave. And I want to know what I'm going to get paid. So the first thing to understand is that the statute 40-57 doesn't address it at all. The real estate commission is very clear. Nothing they do involves you getting paid. It's not really part of their concern. So there's really nothing to look to under 40-57 as to what your broker has to compensate you. Secondly, understand that those listings as well as those buyer's agents or buyer agency agreements all belong to your broker and don't belong to you. Because remember, only the broker can enter into those contracts. So those actually belong to your broker. So then the question is, well, then what do I get paid? If I'm an 80-20 split, do I get 80-20 after I've left, or do they convert me to a 60-40, or what do I get paid? Well, that's a contractual matter. That's basically what you have to look to is where are we in a contractual status with our brokerage? And the number one way to look is place to look is under any agreement that you signed with your broker when you associated with that brokerage. A lot of the brokerage agreements say that what your commission is, and that if you leave the commission, leave that brokerage, any pending contracts you have would, a lot of times they revert to a lower commission rate, or either they would stay at your same commission rate. So first place to look is in any written agreement you have with your broker. The second place to look is if there is nothing addressed in your agreement, is look to the office policy. Every agency must have a written office policy, which they must provide you a copy of. And every time it's updated or amended, they must also provide you a copy. So look in the office policy. Brokers, if you don't have that in your office policy and you're not going to put that in your agreement, I advise you to go back and revise it and put it in your office policy if it's going to be a standard across the board, or if that's going to be something you're going to negotiate, then put that in the written agreement. The third place I would say, if we don't have it in writing in the written agreement, if we don't have our office written policy, is to look at the common scheme and see how that has been addressed in the past, meaning that if every agent that has ever left has been able to maintain that same level of compensation that they had before they left, I would argue that the common scheme would probably dictate that you would be allowed that money as well. And if there's absent of any writing whatsoever, I would argue that you would be entitled to be paid your regular commission. Now, those last two have never been, I've never seen them addressed in any lawsuit or any case out there. So that's what we believe would happen, but there could be some argument as to that. But certainly it's a contractual matter. Look at your agreement, look at your office policy, look at what the common scheme has been when other agents have left. And then lastly, I would argue that you'd probably be entitled to a regular commission at that point if nothing's in writing. So that would be the answer. Hopefully everybody got something from that. The other thing I want to let y'all know is we are still teaching CE classes. We have one coming up June 9th, so be sure to click the link below to sign up. And lastly, starting June 1st, which is next Monday, Blair Cato is going to start doing limited opening of the office. We're adding more people back to the office, and we are going to start doing some closings in the office with buyer and real estate agent. I think we're also going to probably try to figure out a way to get the seller in, but in separate rooms. So we will be sending out some more information this week. In fact, I think Ashton's done the video on that. So look for that video to explain how we're going to be opening back up. All right. Thanks, guys. Y'all have a great week.